Yo, what's going on, guys? So I just wanted to do an update on CLOV. I know I made a video and I was, I was kind of laughing about it and talking about how if it came down to this trend line here, that I would make a purchase, and I actually did do that. But because I was talking, it could come down here, it could round off and bounce and head back up. But I actually, as of now, am changing my mind. I did put a stop loss in, but, I'm looking at this 4 hour, and you can see that this next candle here would be a 9 candle, which will most likely be a TD9 flash. After hours, it is up at $10, which is above this trend line here. And we are in, obviously what looks like a falling channel of some sort, but we're in a big falling channel, of course, here. But, I didn't put much in. I think I did $200 here, but needless to say, I'm up after hours, but I am changing my opinion on this because I'm looking at these other smaller time frames and it looks like it did break it. Now, of course, it could continue down here and come to 913 and break out and come back up and blah, 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 blah. But, looking at the stock market and looking at many, many stocks that I've been looking at, nothing is appealing to me. I keep on trying to enter at these different areas of potential support here, and I just can't do it. So, I keep flipping back from cash back to into stocks, and I'm just basically swing trading on every bull trap that we end up getting in. But because what keeps happening is we keep on coming down, creating these almost, which this one's not as convincing, but it would come in and it would basically have a steep drop, flatten out, consolidate, have a buyback, come to a pretty good point, which in most cases is a retest of resistance, of old support, which turning into new resistance. Like we talked about 1050 being a good area of support to start with. And we did kind of double bottom here and create bullish divergence, had a buyback. And we're just creating more and more bull traps that keep on falling further. And this goes for many other stocks that I've been looking at here. So basically, I keep on entering at my support zones that I'm calling, and we're getting buybacks and then pretty good rips, and I'm selling them. And it seems to be the right move every time. So, and then you see again, further fall, catch support on the trend line, buy back, sell it, comes back down, try to rebuy, comes back up, sell it, retest support, turns into resistance, further fall. And this is Clover Health. Comes up, comes all the way down, breaks support, comes back up, retests old support into new resistance, and falls. So this is just one of many, many stocks. And I know obviously this company, if you're in on it, the company could be good. I'm just talking about I'm not trying to talk shit about the company. I'm just talking about strictly, technical analysis and charts, because to me, a company could be phenomenal and you could still get all this selling because that's just what the chart is showing. And that's how I play stocks, not as much fundamental. But you can see here we're about to get a death cross on the daily. This thing is a falling knife. And although I laughed and talked about potential of this rounding here happening, obviously you can see that it is not happening. It's, to me, is not very safe to get in. I mean, could it still do this? Yes. Is it showing any signs of this? No. I mean, on the daily, we are extremely, extremely oversold, like the most we've ever been oversold here. So that doesn't mean that it can't bounce back, and it could potentially come back here. So, it's very scary, though, breaking long-term support like that. I mean, could it be an incredible buying opportunity? It could, but there's just nothing in here showing me that we should be buying this thing. So to me, I don't think it's worth the risk of potentially grabbing the bottom on something at the lowest potential point here. I just don't see this being a good risk to reward just because it's so risky. And, I laughed about it. I did make a purchase somewhere around here, probably on this point. I put a buy order here, and I've had it set here for since I made that video, I put it in, and I kind of forgot about it. And I put it at 972. We joked about it, and it came all the way down here, and it pretty much fell below, and it's been even though I bought back after hours, I can't. Even if I'm wrong here, say I was right and it does actually bounce here, seeing that we're in this super, super oversold area, way down here, which makes me want to go should I just keep it in there? But the problem for me is just, what if the stock market is actually giving us a huge signal that even after this bounce that we might get here, potentially, what if it's just a signal giving us early signs here that we are heading to a potential crash? You know what I mean? So I'm just going to probably, although we're up after hours and I have an average here of 963, I'm probably just going to put my stop loss back at break even or right below this trend line. Probably I'll just put it at 962 or 955 or something. And even though it did dip lower, I'm probably just going to put my stop loss right there and just say, if it hits it, I get out, don't lose a damn thing. And if I was right and it never comes back and touches this again, then kudos to me. Because you know what I mean? Looking in the past, every time we touched this trend line once and we never came back to it again. So yes, maybe I caught this bottom, even though it wicked a lot bit below actually. Came all the way down to 917. So I think if anyone else actually listened to that video and decided to put a buy order down there like we talked about, just know that it's a very, very risky play of trying to catch this as an exact bottom. And there's no signs here saying that this thing is going to bounce there. So we just need to keep that in mind if you did get in there. I mean, it's pretty crazy that it came all the way down there, but it does look like, that's the 45-minute. We got a double bounce right there at 919. So if you did happen to enter on that trend line at all, leave a comment below or hit the like button. Let me know if you guys actually went by that video that I made, because I actually went through it just because I talked about it and thought about it. But we could get a run up just because of it being so oversold on this RSI, but I'm just trying to look for on smaller time frames, and you can see here this bearish divergence here. We look like we're creating another bear flag here that could have a further breakdown down to 864 and continue falling. There's just nothing that's appealing to me. And although we made this idea here, basically, if you look at this here, if you did enter at that 963, really, your stop loss would be at this 938, or you could just sell for, if you're in profits now at that $10, you could just put your stop loss at break even. This thing could come back down here, bounce at 920, or it could wick below. There's so many different things, but to me, it's just not the place that I want to be. If this thing decided to make some kind of W, which I doubt it, but if it did and it did break out, technically, after hours, we are above this line. So yeah, technically, it's a potential. If it doesn't fall back below this 969 here, then maybe it'll hold up here. But I don't know. It just doesn't look too good. That's a 5-minute chart, but still, just saying. It's really, this isn't financial advice. It's up to whatever you want to do, but it's just, a lot of these stocks are just kind of freaking me out here with this, and I don't want to catch falling knives. So, you know, I'm just letting you guys know here, if you are in this thing and you did enter here, yes, we could have caught the exact bottom here potentially. Not the exact because it did wick below, but we could be onto something here. But if we're not, it could continue coming way down. So we just need to keep that in mind, that if you did say, oh my God, we were onto something, we jumped in here just like we talked about, that was pretty dope, and then it just continues falling on its face. I just want to let you guys know that that is where I'm at with this, because I did hop in anyway, just because I thought it would be funny to grab some there, and now I'm actually in, and I'm like, holy shit, doesn't even look like it wants to turn around. Looks like it wants to keep going down. So that's just my thoughts here. I mean, scary. Just kind of scary. So anyway, all right, that's all I wanted to do, that update. Peace.